From Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on Lalate.
Tuesday, March 9th, 2021, and it's the top of the second hour of Noontime Lalate with a big update about your $1,400 third stimulus check package and your third stimulus check. Your bill is likely to get signed into law in the next 24 hours. But Democrats are already making demands for reoccurring fourth stimulus checks and possible FPUC retro in the fourth stimulus package as well. Meantime, a new CDC order suggests that travel advisory should not be in place and advises people against reopening travel across the country while the pandemic continues to ravage. The Biden administration, meantime, has selected two major anti-big tech officials who signal that the White House may be seeking antitrust enforcement. And with long-term unemployment now stabilized, would you likely see a fifth stimulus package later this year as well? Meantime, Senator Elizabeth Warren continues to heat up with a wealth tax bill. A wealth tax bill that would fund SSI, SSDI, and Social Security and railroad benefits. Will the president agree, and how will it work? We have all the big news for you across the land as America now awaits your fourth stimulus, third stimulus, and the vote and the signing of the bill. Noontime Lalate gets right underway, starting right now. It's a big day with a lot of big news, and all the news across the land is heating up. That news starts with excitement about the vote. The vote for your fourth stimulus package will be in the next 24 hours. Americans from New York to San Francisco, from Los Angeles to Boston to Miami are now awaiting that signing into law of your third stimulus check. But what happens after that? And when will you see the check? I have all the incredible great news. How are you? It's Noontime LLA, the final hour. Congratulations, you're getting a $14 stimulus check. The president will sign into law within the next 24 hours. Done. Done. Do you care if it's in the next hour or in the next 23 hours? It's going to get done in the next 24 hours. Congratulations. Then the check will go out later this week. You're getting a $14 stimulus check, whether you're adult dependent, minor dependent, a single individual, not so a single individual. Whether you are you have to be a person to get it. Sorry, cows and lobsters, you're not getting a stimulus check. Now, would you like reoccurring stimulus checks under the next stimulus package? Yeah, you would. You would. You'd really like them. All of America would love it. From the East Coast to the West Coast, everyone would love to see reoccurring stimulus checks. And now Democratic senators from both coasts, from all the way from New England to the West Coast, have said, when you come for us for that vote for the fourth stimulus package, Mr. President, guess what? We ain't giving you the vote unless you give Americans reoccurring stimulus checks every single month. They wrote the letter to the president. 11 Democratic senators signed the letter, and it couldn't be any louder and clearer. The next stimulus package will require reconciliation vote just like this one. It will require all 50 Democratic senators to support it, just like this one. And it only takes one dissenter, just like what happened with this one on Saturday, to cause the bill to delay or not pass. Guess what? There's not one dissenter, there's 11 dissenters, and the stimulus bill hasn't even landed in the Senate yet. This is incredible great news because across the land, senators are now stepping up and saying, you know what? We gave you a e-ticket for this one, but when you come for the next one, we ain't giving you another e-ticket. And there's more on top of that as well. In addition to recurring stimulus checks, they're now demanding FPC retro. Ron Wyden, Democrat from the Senate, says that he will not support another round of stimulus unless, well, let's say it this way. He said that if you get enough Democratic senators support him, he will make the push for FPC to be paid, which is now still unpaid, from July to December of last year. And then there's the SSI and SSDI. Across the land, Americans have been wondering, where's that $200 a month on top of your existing benefits? From the West Coast to the East Coast, Americans have been wondering, where is that check? Where is that $200 a month that the president promised? Well, the president could face something he didn't bet for. Not one, not two, but three different ways to demand the reoccurring $200 a month of SSI. Item number one, another holdout under the fourth stimulus package, unless it's included in there. Item number two, or strategy number two, a standalone bill in the Senate, which would go back to the House, which would likely pass, and then off to the Senate, off to the president. What is he going to do? Veto something he promised to give you? Or item number three, an executive order. This is absolutely incredible. Also incredible is the reaction from Wall Street today to your stimulus. We are about 30 minutes away from the Dow closing, and the stock market has been on fire today, especially tech. Tech is up 4% for the NASDAQ. Currently, the Dow is up $138.58, which is less than 1%. But there's a big tech rally of 4%. This is ironic because the tech rally is amid the breaking development of the White House's choice to select two big anti-tech people to join the administration. The president has announced today that Lina Khan and Tim Wu, who are very anti-big tech, who are likely to push for deregulation or supporting for antitrust lawsuits against big tech. Amazon, Apple, Facebook would be their likely targets. And these two major big tech critics have just been announced as candidates for the administration. Biden's selection for Khan would be his nominee for the Federal Trade Commission. This could impact stimulus in a way you never see anywhere else. If you're seeing someone coming after big tech in the middle of a stimulus rally for fourth stimulus, good luck. That's not a particularly good move. So will Democrats block the nominee? Maybe. Meantime, how about travel? If you're looking to go jet skiing in a beautiful resort like this one, or going out west to San Francisco, or going out to New York, a new report from CDC says not to travel if you don't have to. Time to double down, says the WHO's chief scientist and the CDC. It says people should refrain from traveling. Really? This is not particularly good for reopening the country. If we're not traveling, then job creation won't be there. And if job creation won't be there, then you're going to need not a fourth stimulus package, but a fifth. Remember, last week the jobs numbers crashed into Wall Street as the surf of stimulus heated up. The surf of stimulus last week showed us that 397,000 jobs were created in the month of February. Good, but we got 8 million missing. If we only generate 397 a month, then we need to, let's say we do 500,000 a month, that would take 16 months. 16 months to get 8 million jobs restored to this economy. Good news for stimulus, bad news for the economy. Translation, you're going to see a fourth stimulus package in May become law. meaning they're going to start working on it right now. But this stimulus, which is the uncertain stimulus, that's the one we never really have known for certain, that's likely to happen in the fall if we still see about the same unemployment numbers. We're currently at what, 6.2% unemployment? We were 3.5% when the pandemic hit. The Federal Reserve, the Treasury Secretary, the President, everyone says stimulus continues until we see return to 3.5. Even the best numbers show 4.7 at the end of the year. We're nowhere near 3.5. We have an enormous way to go. And with that Ssi Ssdi warning today, say don't travel. Well, Lord, if we're not traveling, then leisure and hospitality, they don't regenerate jobs. That means more stimulus. Cut it back to us. $200 a month for SSI has a lot of hope now. Why? Because there's a lot of stimulus coming. That's not even SSI. There's a lot of stimulus in a forced stimulus package that's coming. Let me make it even clearer. You know, a few months ago, some critics would have thought that this stimulus package, the third one, was the final. I said it wasn't. I said, come on, it's certainly not. But now we absolutely know it's nowhere close to being even the last, and may not be the next to last at all. It may not even be the next to last, because we're very far from re-employment of this economy. If you are on SSI and SSDI and want that $200 a month, then reach out to your elected officials saying, hey, get that going. Get that going. Let me explain the excitement of that wealth tax bill. That wealth tax bill came from Elizabeth Warren a week ago, and that wealth tax bill would pay for your SSI and SSDI. How does this work? When Elizabeth Warren was traveling the country running for president, she promised to Americans $200 a month on SSI and SSDI for 12 months. She came up with it. She came up with it. It was her idea, plus a 20% increase in your benefits and a new benchmark. It was her idea. Critics said, where are you going to pay for the money? Where are you going to get the money from? She said, I'll show you. She came up with another program. Then they said, where are you going to come up with the money for that? She said, I'll show you. And then finally, she debuted it. It crashed like a massive surf. A wealth tax bill. She introduced a wealth tax bill to her administration, to her campaign run. And she said, you know what? I'm going to pay for SSI and SSDI with a wealth tax bill. And the excitement hit last week when she introduced the wealth tax bill. Oh my goodness. She introduced the wealth tax bill last week. The exact piece of legislation she said would pay for the SSI and SSDI. And the wealth tax bill is 2% tax on people whose net worth is over 15 million, and an additional 1% for people whose net worth is over 1 billion. She introduced the bill that pays for it. This is huge. The only thing that could absolutely be icing on the cake or wrapping the bow over this gift and getting it sent over to the White House is her taking that bill she wrote in March of 2020, printing it out on the printer, her printer works, and changing the date on it from March 2020 to March 2021. She wrote the bill that provides $200 a month on top of your existing benefits in March of 2020 and introduced it to Mitch McConnell's Senate, and he said, where's the garbage can? He's no longer in control of the Senate. Now Chuck Schumer is. And he's not going to do that to her. In fact, she introduced a standalone bill just 3 weeks ago for $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness. How well accepted was it? It was so well accepted that student loan debt forgiveness, which I forgot to mention in the morning shows today, is now part of the third stimulus package with an IRS twist. I'll have more about that at the top of the hour. You show her push and her acceptance among fellow senators. She pushed for student loan debt forgiveness, and she got it backdoored into the third stimulus package with an IRS provision, which I'll explain in about 30 minutes from now. Well, if she can do that with that, she can do that with this. This is incredible, great news. I want you to see how good the situation is for us going into into now. What is happening right now is that we have the means to pay for it. We just need the bill. If you've not subscribed, today is the day to subscribe to this channel. Hit that subscribe right now, because this channel is helping you understand that there's money to be had and money to be gotten. If you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, under the third stimulus package, you're getting a $14 stimulus check. Yes, you're getting a stimulus check. But you're also qualified for about $5,000 other dollars under the third stimulus package. That's the great news. Rent, utilities, food, internet, and more in the third stimulus package. How do you get it? You subscribe to this channel. And as soon as the money goes out for the rent, utilities, internet, I'm going to have it all for you on this channel. And if you need the money right now, guess what? There's purple this afternoon at 3:30. I show you how you can get the same money under second stimulus while we're waiting for third stimulus to go out as well. That's how things work on this channel. It's free to subscribe, but it can be costly to miss money. And who's in the room? There's Newhart Dave, and there's Miss Connie, and there's Sandy, and there's Colleen. Who else is surfing the wave? There's Alma. And there is Alicia, there's Lynn Glenn, and Lynn says, let's push for SSI 200. I love that, Lynn Glenn. Lynn Glenn is so wonderful. She understands we got to push. I always get nervous when there's a viewer that jumps in the comments and says, when am I getting the SS 200? You're not unless you push. Newhart Dave, let's push. Let's make it happen. I love that, Newhart Dave. And there's Sean Donahoe. Good afternoon, Lalate and Purple Power family. And there's W. Barden, and there's Crayola, and there's Carolyn, and Juanita, and there's Anita. Juanita and Anita. And there's Martha and Lena, and Olivia, and there's Sandy, and there's Jenny, and there's Martha, and there is Jenny. Jenny says, here's Jenny. Jenny says, here's Jenny. Hi, Jenny. And there is Lisa and Babisi. And there's Gail and Mary and Bonnie. Are you really excited? I'm really excited. There's Chef Roberto. How you been doing? And there is Shirley Carter and Francine Williams. Do you have to be over 65 to get the third stimulus check? No. Where did that one come from? You have to be extremely old to get a stimulus check. You have to be 99.99 years old to get a stimulus check. No. You can be just born in the last 15 minutes today, or 900 years old and appearing as Baby Yoda in a new TV series, and you can get a stimulus check. There is no age qualification for the stimulus check. Even Baby Yoda can get a stimulus check. Well, assuming he has a Social Security number. Ellie, thank you for all you do. I appreciate it. Baby Yoda, get ready. It's going to land in your bank account real soon. But first, I have some really exciting, great news coming up about Yoda stimulus. But first, here's a little bit about the volunteers page. And the money that you can get right now, not 5 days from now and not 5 weeks from now. Stay with me, and I have big updates about your stimulus coming up about 60 seconds after this commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Daily for the excitement of the new LA live daily. The excitement starts on mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate.
From LA Late News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LA Late.
If you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, you're getting a $14 stimulus check under the third stimulus package. It will become a law in the next 24 hours. The vote in the House and the signing by the president will happen in the next 24 hours. And the stimulus check goes out later this week. But what else do you get? Under the third stimulus package, you'll qualify for about $5,000 additionally if you make less than $45,000. Now, if you're on SSI and SSDI, you also qualify for the children's check, provided the IRS knows those children exist. That's $5,000 if the children are 5 to newborn, and $4,400 if the children are 17 to 6. Elizabeth Warren, meantime, is making the big push for SSI and SSDI with a standalone bill that would generate a wealth tax. $2.75 trillion. A wealth tax is popular, Warren tells News, among voters on both sides for good reason, because they understand the system is rigged to benefit the wealthy and large corporations. As Congress develops more ways to generate money for our economy, the wealth tax should be at the top of the list for pay these people a huge amount of revenue and help generate. She said that lawmakers will catch up with the plan, and the majority of Americans who are demanding more fairness, more change, and who believe it's time for a wealth tax is happening. A Boston.com report that was released just a few days ago questioned local Bostonians and Massachusetts residents if they support the wealth tax bill. Over 50% said they did. The question is now where, when, and how. SSI, SSDI, $200 a month could happen in the fourth stimulus package if Democratic senators hold out the vote like they're going to hold out a vote for reoccurring stimulus checks in the next stimulus package. We know they're doing that because they put it in writing. 2, it could happen by executive order. Or 3, it could happen with a standalone bill. It already started with a wealth tax bill, and now all that Elizabeth Warren needs to do is take her bill from March 2020 and put it to the Senate floor for a vote. And now you are ready to rock and roll. If you've not subscribed to this channel, you want to subscribe. Why? Because you're going to see that over the next few weeks, there's going to be a series of a lot of money that comes live under the third stimulus package. There will be rent, internet, utilities, food, business grants, and more. They will open and be diluted right away as a stimulus stampede occurs. You cannot miss when they open, because if you do, you will miss out on thousands and thousands of dollars. It's free to subscribe to this channel, and by subscribing, you get the information before anyone else. Moreover, if you become a member to this channel, as a member, you get the document that shows you how you are eligible for the money. The bill that was passed in the House is ostensibly the same bill that is signed into law in the next 24 hours. Do you know the eligibility for the $5,000? Do you know the eligibility for the homeowner's assistance? Do you know the eligibility for the rent? If you're a member, you have a copy of the PDF that actually shows it to you line by line. It's too late to wait when the money lands in these agencies to learn. You need to have the information and use the information right now. So consider becoming a member. The link is in the top of this chat and also in the pinned comment, but at least subscribe. This channel has been on fire, showing its best growth ever in nearly 3 weeks over the last 4 days. So loving you for joining this channel and becoming a new subscriber. But in just 3 minutes, we kick off the final 2 big hours of LLA Live with Afternoons LLA, starting in just about 3 minutes. I will be going off camera and then coming back in with the next feed. It'll be a quick turnaround. So join me as Afternoons LLA kicks up a 2-hour programming block coming up right next. If you've not hit that subscribe button, do it so you don't miss that next feed when it goes live. And stay with Lalate for more.